in this video, we're going to move on to the interesting stuff. We're going to start to look at how to build things in Cursor. The caveat to this is I'm literally going to show you how to get a static website up. When you look at videos on YouTube of creators who are talking about vibe coding and talking about creating applications through prompting, you will hear the term one-shot prompting quite a lot, where they claim that in one prompt they've come up with this all singing, all dancing website with all the things they need in there. That's absolute nonsense. For the purposes of this demo today, it is going to be a one-shot prompt, and I will create a static website, but I want to be upfront with you, that's literally all it'll be. It'll just be a display of text. When you want to add more complicated things, like for example authentication or connection to a database or connection to webhooks or any of them, that all takes a little bit of work backwards and forwards to do that, not only in Cursor itself, but actually the setup side externally to Cursor as well. Now, for the purposes of this video, we're not going to get into that. For the purposes of this video, I just want to show you how easy it is to just get started with this, and then in later videos in the series, we'll actually dive into some of these more complicated things, and I'll show you how to set them up. Now, let's move over to Cursor for a second. Okay, more specifically, let's go to my notepad. So, I had a conversation with ChatGPT where I said, I need you to build me a prompt that I can plug into Cursor that will build me a static website for a fictional plumbing company. These are the sections that I wanted to have, which is a hero section. It is a list of all services and costs, testimonials, contacts, a little bit down here about styling. We've specified here the JavaScript technology we want to use and what the deliverables should be for this prompt. By all means, if you want to pause the video and you want to copy this and plug it into Cursor yourself and see what it comes up with for you, by all means. So I'm going to grab this and I am going to go back to Cursor and I'm literally going to paste this in here. There we go. So that's our prompt that we just copied over. Now I'm going to press send in a second. For this type of prompt, for this depth of prompt, this is probably going to take about 5 minutes to actually build this website out. So I'm going to hit send and I'm going to fast forward the video through the actual build, and then we'll come back at the end and I'll show you what it did. All right, very cool. So it's finished out now. So what I will do before we actually look at the website itself, I'll just very quickly walk you through what Cursor did to build this out, starting at the top where I give it the instruction. So you can see there, I'll help you build out. This is it just responding saying this is the things that it's going to do. And what's very cool about it, which is a new feature that I haven't seen before, is it actually creates a to-do list. So instead of just blindly running through and hoping it gets it right, and based on your requirements, it actually has pulled together this to-do list of these are all the things that I need to do to build this out. So you can see in there, tailwind, that's our styling, hero section, services, these are all the things that we had in the prompt, so that's all brilliant. Then from its to-do list, it starts to work through that all. So you can see it setting up various files and folders down here. So these are all configuration files. This is the core app file where all your kind of code lives. Then globals, which is your styling. And then you can see it starts to create the hero section, starts to work through all of the all of the requirements that we have for it. At the end, it builds out a README file, which is also super useful. And then when it's finished all of that, that was the end of its to-do list. What it's done is just create a summary of the things that it did, code quality, and the fact that these are the instructions of how to actually get everything up and running. So then that's as far as it got after the first prompt, and I said please go and install all the dependencies and run the application. So installing dependencies basically means when you're working with something like JavaScript, there is a ton of frameworks and what are called libraries that you can make use of, so you're not building absolutely everything from scratch all the time. So a dependency in this case is Cursor has identified external packages that it can download that will help look and feel of our project. So it has defined all those. I've asked it to then install those, which is this npm install here. So then you can see it runs down, it installs those, and it says great, dependencies have been installed. Now let me start the server, which I also asked it to do, npm run dev. And then again, a quick little summary of what I asked it to do. So what does it actually look like? It actually looks like this. So as you can see, very basic, but it's covered all the bases and all the things that we asked it to do. So we have our hero section at the top with our call to action, and you can see down there in the bottom left of the screen, it's saying, giving you the actual number. It's got some cards here that detail some of the services that are offered. We've got a testimonial section. We've got our contact details, and we've got what would be a form here where customers could drop you a message. And that is it. That is your first application built. Now, as I say, obviously looking at it, it's very basic. There's no controls in here. There's no menu. It is literally just one page. But this is what you get from a one-shot prompt, generally speaking. So what we're going to do in the next videos is build on this to add some more complicated features into the website that we started with here.